Flying has always been a part of Lieutenant Heather Penney's life. As a girl, she watched her father, a fighter pilot, and becoming a fighter pilot herself with the D.C. Air National Guard. But on September 11th,
I think anyone who was closely involved with that day has difficulty talking about it.
an unimaginable order that once again required her to take to the skies.
How do you describe to people your story, whether it has to do with 9/11 or just who you are?
It changed our lives. But the real reason why I don't talk about it is because in my mind, we were a mission failure.
Hey, this is Dulles Approach Control. We're tracking a fast-moving primary.
Heather's mission that day was unimaginable to most, to bring down an airliner, United Flight 93, that could be headed for the U.S. Capitol or the White House.
34020 ground.
That meant that we had to do what was necessary. And because we didn't have any missiles on board, that meant that we would have to ram the aircraft. Like kamikaze the aircraft. This would have been a suicide mission for us.
How do you get in that aircraft knowing this may be the last time I'm on this ground?
You have to remember, I was a really young lieutenant. I didn't have any family. I mean, I have my mom and my dad.
Did you call your parents before you took off?
I didn't have time to call my parents. When we got the word, we actually believed that there were up to 3 additional aircraft. Flight 93 was one of those aircraft.
United 93, verify 350.
It wasn't until much later that day when Lieutenant Penney had learned Flight 93 had crashed in Pennsylvania because the 33 passengers on board decided to fight back and take down the aircraft.
But those passengers should not have had to have made that decision. But thank God they did. If we were successful, we wouldn't have come back. So the fact that I'm sitting here today, we were a mission failure.
Her mission now, living life still thousands of feet above ground,
Maryland traffic at the 5457 Charlie.
but under her own orders, married and a mother of 2. And like most of us, never forgetting that clear September day 20 years ago.
For me, what's important is not to live in the trauma or the sensationalism or the hate or the anger or the fear. What's important is how we live out the legacy of the people who gave their lives.
Heather's no longer in the military and now works in the private sector. On Saturday's anniversary, she plans to try to make the day as normal as possible and try to live it as any other day.